also representing the profession well. Can we please, encourage her, give her a thumbs up? Yes, I see that in the chat box. Yes, thank you, Nurse Grace. Can the media team please spotlight me here? Thank you so much, Nurse Grace. You deserve a round of applause for that chat. Yes, it's been a long journey for nursing as a profession in terms of the modalities to our training. A lot of changes are ongoing to ensure that we are at par globally, and we are more than excited to have this dialogue. For progress to be made, there needs to be a dialogue. Dialogue is a very fundamental tool to massive progress, to growth. If a community is not having a dialogue, then the growth in that community should be questioned, and we are doing this collectively today. I am so excited to be here. We are going to move straight to the next agenda. Who is excited? Who is excited to be in our midst? Who is excited? Okay, and that will be the introduction of our speaker. We are trying to manage time, so we're going to be moving pretty fast, but I've been informed by my media team that the speaker is in the has been moved to the panelist section, so we are ready to have him on board. Media team, please give me a thumbs up in the on our platform to be sure whether to initiate or kick off that process, or we just still need to give some time. Can I have a feedback from the media team, please? Media team? Okay. So moving swiftly, I am going to be bringing on board one of our young nurses. She is a nurse by excellence. She is a graduate nurse, and she displayed excellence. So I am not expecting any young nurse here who is still in school to be short of, nothing less than excellence. Okay, so and the essence of bringing our young nurses out here is just to motivate and encourage us that nursing is indeed a professional course for everybody to come together and move the profession towards a sustainable end, an end that is going to be great and glorious for each and every one of us. So we are challenging us, we are motivating each young nurse here. Take note of that. I'm going to be bringing Nurse Adejumo Christie on board to give us a citation of our speaker here today. While she's doing that, I will appreciate if the media team can please spotlight our registrar, the number one nursing citizen in Nigeria, in person of Dr. Ndagi Alhassan. Nurse Christie Adejumo, please over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my esteemed moderator. I'll be reading the citation of the Registrar and Chief Executive Officer of Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Alhaji Ndagi Alhassan, RN, RNE, PhD, FWA, PCNM. Dr. Ndagi Alhassan was born over 50 years ago at Bida Town, Bida Local Government Area, Niger State. He started his primary education in 1972 in Bida and attended Muazu Ibrahim Commercial Secondary School, Kotangora, where he completed his secondary school education in 1984. He commenced his professional nursing education training in 1985 at School of Nursing, Bida, Niger State, before proceeding to Kaduna Polytechnic for a diploma in nursing education. He also bagged a Bachelor of Nursing Science, VNSC, from the National Open University in 2012 and went ahead to obtain a Master's of Science in Nursing in 2021 from Babcock University, Ilishan-Remo, Ogun State, after which he proceeded to bag a Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing Sciences from Miriam Abacha American University, Maradi, Niger Republic in 2026. He holds several professional qualifications and is registered with the Nursing and Midwifery Council, also registered as a public health nurse in 2022. He started his nursing career as a clinical nurse at Wadasa Clinic and Maternity, Bida, in 1988, as well as Bida General Hospital in 1992, where he proceeded to the IBB Specialist Hospital, Mina, Niger State in 1993 as a senior nursing officer. He has also worked in several educational capacities, including being a nurse educator at the School of Midwifery, Mina, Niger State, as well as a member of the Governing Council of Katsina State College of Nursing Sciences. He was also once the chairman of the planning committee of the 16th Biennial Nursing Leaders Conference, Abuja 2022. Dr. Ndagi Alhassan worked as a nurse educator for some years before he got employed into the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria in 2001, where he rose to the position of the Director of Nursing and Head Inspectorate Department based on his wealth of knowledge and experience. He was serving in this capacity before he was appointed the acting registrar and CEO of the council on October 4th, 2024. As a testament to the confidence reposed in him for taking the nursing profession in Nigeria to a high echelon, Dr. Ndagi Alhassan was confirmed as a substantive registrar and chief executive officer of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria with effect from 19th May 2025. He has attended several workshops, seminars, and conferences at national and international levels, and he has several awards, certifications, and recognitions to his name from various organizations. He is married and blessed with children. His hobbies include reading, academic research, and traveling. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor and privilege to welcome to this stage a leader who has dedicated his life to elevating the nursing profession in Nigeria, the Registrar and Chief Executive Officer of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Dr. Ndagi Alhassan. Please join me in welcoming him.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Can we please give a round of applause and a standing ovation to our registrar, for our registrar in our midst, in person of Dr. Ndagi Al Hassan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see that in the chat box. Thank you, all of us. We have to give honor to whom honor is due. And we can see the smile on his face. He's so excited to be in our midst today. We are also excited to be here with you, to interact with you, and to discuss our profession. I would like on this note to say a very big thank you to you, Nosa Dejimo, for that wonderful rendition of the citation of the number one citizen in Nigeria in person of Dr. Ndagi Al Hassan. Dr. Hundagi, you are welcome. It's a great honor and a great privilege to be here with you, to have you here on this platform. And I'm excited because the nursing audience are also grateful that you did honor our invitation and you are present here in our midst today. I also want to say, on behalf of the whole nursing profession, congratulations on your appointment as our new registrar, the registrar of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you. My
Thank
pleasure
you.
to be with you.
Thank you very much, sir. You are welcome. So, before we begin, I would like to first address my audience and take us back to the memory lane. Back in 2017, the first nursing internship program kicked off. For many nurses, it was an answer to the clarion call of many young nurses, in particular graduate nurses, of the need to have a formal training that will help them bridge the gap between theory and practice. Fast forward to 9 years later, a new conversation has emerged. The Honorable Minister of Health, in person of Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, approved a new internship scheme, the centralization of the nursing internship program. My eyes have been held on the media spaces and I've seen a plethora of mixed emotions and reaction to this new innovation. Thankfully, our registrar is here today to help us address all those concerns. And we are more than happy to have him. So, Dr. Ungagi, welcome once again to our platform. This is the Focusing on Young Nurses Initiative platform, a platform that is, shouldered with the responsibility of nurturing young nurses, the future generation of the nurses, that we are anticipating will be at par with global standard. Thank you once again for being in our midst, and let the webinar session begin. So, Dr. Undagi, I will first of all, start by saying that it's no longer news that we have a new internship structure that has been approved by the Honorable Minister of Health in person of Professor Mohammed Ali Pate. However, if you look at the social media spaces, we've been having lots of conversations back and forth from nurses, prospective nurse interns, nurses both home and abroad, talking about what does this new centralization, what does it entail? People have various questions. They need to understand what exactly is going to play out. So I will start by asking, sir, can you please talk us through what led to this to the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria going this route of centralizing the internship scheme, and what are the new updates that prospective nurse interns should watch out for? Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm happy to be in your midst this evening. And thank you, the organizers and the sponsors of this webinar discussion. Equally, let me thank the Honorable Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare for approving the central placement of the nurse interns. Like your question goes, what informed the council to embark on this journey is that one, it is intended to improve or increase the proficiency of a nurse under training, who by virtue of curricula did not have enough time to be in the clinical setting for a hands-on practice that will perfect his practice. During the training period, time are regulated that you go in for a period of time, even in the skill lab where you go by the time factor. If you see a demo and you are asked to repeat it by the number or by allotted time, not many will be able to do a return demo. So that practical hands-on skill is not there. Those that are trained in a teaching hospital setting are not even allowed to touch patients. They are rather observant. And where they are allowed to do some certain things, it is closely done under supervision. Now, for that, you see that the perfection is not yet there. The competency is not yet there. So the need to have you a full dedicated time to enable you have an hands-on practice, although still under close supervision, but now you have a more opportunity to constantly be in touch with your patient. That is it. Noticing that the production of nurses is in a high number, many of them on completion of classroom setting teaching will have to go out to look for a place for internship training. Many have been on the streets until when you see that even the temporary license given to them during the induction expires, he or she has not gotten a point for practice. It became a thing of concern, and we worked together with National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives to approach the federal government to seek for a central placement that the interns will not necessarily be going out to struggle for a time or a place. If we are given the provision, we will design a portal where people are expected to make selection of the expected service point. We approached the minister, and then he took the lead further to the Federal Executive Council, where he got the approval to convey to us that it has been approved. Why must he do that? It has to do with payment of the interns during this service year. Since he sorted and got the approval for it, we came to the public and announced that we have gotten the approval. And that is where we are now. I will allow your next question to push me to speak further to.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, I wanted to ask, now that we know that that has been approved by the Honorable Minister of Health and Social Welfare in person of Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, what are the new updates that we should look forward to as it relates to this new internship scheme?
Thank you very much. Once you hear the word approval, it does not translate to immediate action. You can get the approval today, and by processes, before it comes to reality, it may take a little time. So we are under the processing period where it will be fully implemented, having met all the requirements, including the financial expenditure that is attached to it. That is where we are now. And the expectation is that it is my hope it wouldn't have gotten to this stage that we will even come to have this discussion. We have moved far until we met a hitch and we have to revert back to the drawing board. Government activities are not usually ended in a day. You walk through the process and bring people on board who may not understand it before to have a clear view of, just like you wanted to know. Some other people who are in the position of approval also need to know how it came about. Why is that permission? Why is this? Why is that? So we are following up to ensure that everybody is well informed about it and the relevant information are passed on to them to enable the free processing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. A round of applause in the audience, please. Can we give a thumbs up if you can hear the registrar? If there are no technicalities, technical issues that need to be added, please, someone will be in the. Yes, thank you for that. So we are still on board with the registrar, Dr. Ndagi Alhassan. Yes, thank you, sir, for talking us through what led to this initiative. Because, like I said earlier, for many nurses, it came as it came with a lot of mixed emotions and has generated a lot of conversations in the media spaces. You did mention to us that right now, in terms of the implementation, I think like the initiative is currently at the in the implementation phase, but there are a lot of things intersecting to either fostering or hastening, expediting the process. And that will bring me to my next question, which is what should the prospective nurses out there who are anticipating placement, what should they look out for? How would they be able to navigate this process once the implementation phase is successfully, executed?
Okay, since it has to do with budget line, this year's budget has been passed. However, if by chance there will be provision for a supplementary budget, we may be accommodated in. And at the time we are accommodated, uh, we will announce to the public that we are set for business. However, before then, people should be calm and then possibly sought for employment in various hospitals for now, pending these financial approvals. Like I don't want to be in a public space. You don't just say everything. However, like I said, we were almost at it. And then we are going back to the drawing board. We are meeting with the relevant authorities. We are hopeful that ours should not be like those who got it in the past that took almost 3 or 4 years before it became a reality. Everybody was watching how ours would go quickly like that. Not until we made this seat, we will have proudly have it to say that it was first come, first serve that we get it. But nevertheless, we are still on.
Thank you, sir. So if I get you correctly, sir, that means that we should keep our eyes open on the Nursing and Midwifery Council website or media spaces to know when this internship scheme will kick off. Okay,
Yeah.
so to my audience, I want to please implore us to use the link that's been provided for putting in our questions. That is the Slido link. We will not really be entertaining questions in the chat box because we have a lot of questions that have been taken from the public in relation to this webinar. So please kindly help us. There's a team that has been shouldered with that responsibility to take our questions and pass it across to me, because we know we're going to have a lot of people in the chat box. We have over 500 participants on this platform, so it's going to be very hard to begin to sift through questions in the chat box. So please, our young nurse professionals, we are imploring you to please use the Slido link to pass your question across to us. Thank you for that. So I will quickly start addressing some of the questions that we have received, to have clarity on. And one of it is that we know that you said something about first come, first serve, but now this internship scheme kind of has an undertone of the National Youth Service Corps scheme, where we have universities submitting the names of the prospective core members, and then they are being moved to different places across board across the nation. The nursing audience are, they want to know how would this work out for them as nurse interns. Would they be posted? They just want to know. And if yes, if that posting scheme that the NYSC currently utilizes is what is going to be applicable, they want to know further. How will the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria maintain equity and fairness in terms of placement?
Thank you very much. It is a national policy that for you to get to NYSC level, you must have completed your internship. So the question of being admitted into the service corps, for now, you cannot jump the gun. I encourage the young graduates to sort for various placement points for this, like I said earlier, for this year, let everybody continue to search. And then if you get placed, that's a good one. But let us understand that this is not limited to nursing. It is in every profession that you pass through processes to get to NYSC. And the approval, let me also inform you, apart from the medical doctors that has this central placement, it's others are also vying to see that they are accommodated. They are envying you already. So take it that the way we are going, we will face some challenges because yes, why should it be nursing and not another person? You understand me? So people should be calm over it. It will soon get over.
Thank you, sir. Just a follow-up question to that question. The modalities of this placement, would the registrar please be open
I,
enough
I,
to
I
let us
have
know how
taken
it will?
permission. I have
Okay.
taken permission from the Honorable Minister
Okay, sir.
for the first placement. We will do the posting from the council. A focal person has been appointed. She has undergone to do a study of how medical and dental council handles their own process. We are looking at challenges associated with that in developing our own portal so that when we come on board, such challenges will not affect us. But for the first 6, it will be a general posting, after which we will have finished with the development of the portal and what is hindering their own will not affect ours. By the time we come up with our own portal, once we are up, we will have a timetable of when the portal will be open, and then people will go in and then pick their expected or their choosing point, we will now release and then make arrangement towards the payment of their stipend. That is how it's going to run. But for the first one, anytime we get through now with the budget office, that yes, finally the money has been released, so be it. The first one will be a general placement by the council. Then the second one, subsequently, will be through the portal. You select your chosen point of service. That's how it will go. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that clarity. And I hope the nursing audience are taking note of what our number one nurse citizen has said, so that that can clarify and correct every misconception out there. Just a follow-up question, Dr. Ndagi, in relation to what you just said. How is the Nursing Council going to have a form of check and balance for the hospitals that will be absorbing our nurse interns? Are hospitals readily available to serve the large number of nurses that we have in Nigeria? And how will Nursing and Midwifery Council, have a form of check and balance to ensure that our nurse interns are properly served where they are being posted to once it's implemented?
This is a very good question. You should understand that the service goes with logbook. So for a hospital to be chosen, that hospital must have met the requirement that all the necessary units expected, it has all the necessary units that they will pass through, and that with the movement, the logbook will be signed and checked. However, the present, the government is sponsoring it, and the placement area will have if for nursing that has a very large population, we are on the process of seeking another approval to allow us use some facility that are not federal government facility. I have not concluded on that matter. I'm in the process so that no one will be left behind. We'll try as much as possible to see that everybody is accommodated in the posting period. But that is still on process. If we are able to get that approval, it will not be limited to the teaching hospitals or federal medical centers. Specialist hospitals will also be considered. We have some like military hospital, police hospital, and some other federal government institutions that people can be posted to. Beyond that, we will look to see that where we can use some other facilities that are not on federal government owned, we will do that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Our nursing audience, to our nurses out there, I would implore us again to please use the platform that has been provided for sending your questions to. Please, I'm imploring us again because I still see questions coming up so that we can properly address your concerns. Thank you. Dr. Ndagi, I've had there's a question that is really showing up here, and that is in with the HND graduates, they are interested in knowing if they would also be considered for this internship scheme. And if yes, they want to know how they are going to be, how they're going to come in so that they can also properly situate themselves for this opportunity.
I think it is better we understand it that the two programs are not the same. Graduates of universities will do internship, while the graduates of HND will do industrial attachment as specified in their own scheme of activities. That's it.
And does this industrial attachment, would it follow the same scheme with the internship placement in terms of centralization?
We have worked out modalities for their own, and we are yet to conclude with one more authority I will not mention, which I will not mention here. Once we are done with them, then we will announce to them that the product of HND, this is the way to go.
Okay, so thank you
We
very
don't
much.
want to come out to the public to announce what is not right.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ndagi. A follow-up question to this question will be for nurses that have not been granted access, for instance, maybe due to the certificate, expired license, they're unable to apply for internship placement at the moment. So it's more like a backlog. Once this new internship scheme is implemented, will they be considered, would they be allowed to apply, or would they be considered in the new internship placement, or they just have to lobby their own way out personnel?
It will depend on the approval that will come. If it will accommodate retrospectively, we will do that. But understand that the government policy does not work like that. For those whose license may have expired, they are free to reapply for renewal, which we will do for them. But I will not sit here authoritatively and begin to take decisions that retrospectively I will bring that kind on board when I've not gotten the white paper on it.
Thank you for that clarification. So, to the nurse audience who have been, who have concerns in relation to the backlog, our registrar said there is no, like, it cannot be able to retrospectively, state whether that will be accommodated yet. But please
Just
watch out.
understand it that once you say retrospectively now, to which year will you limit it to? How many are still on? And then that is the challenge that if you try to go, those subject to approval, which year are you going to? Know that it goes with financial body. And then how many things are debating for attention in the post of the federal government?
Hey, that's a very that's actually it's explainable in a way, because we still have like people who will be graduating, and we have populations that, the
Oh, no.
backlog. So this implies that Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, we have a lot of, a lot of things on our table to tackle that. And thank God we're having this conversation. We can begin to have conversations back end, with the stakeholders on how to navigate this journey as a profession, so that everybody has the opportunity to have their internship placement. I'm going to try and take another question. People are bothered. We are in Nigeria. We have technicalities, issues. For example, I know as when I applied for my NYSC program, I know people had a lot of issues during the application phase. As Nursing Council considered, possible ways to address all these technicalities, issues that may occur or emerge once the implementation of the scheme, kicks off.
Well, you can never cross a bridge when you have not gotten to the point. The issue is this. We have done a study of those that are already into it. We have identified some challenges associated with their own. All those concerns, we are working with our IT office to ensure that most of those challenges, we don't experience them when we start. But nevertheless, you cannot in a day overcome all the challenges. As the system grows, so also the challenges will continue to come. So by the time we start, we will continue to handle things uh, uh, the way they come. Let me put it that way.
Thank you, sir. So I see in the audience someone asking about midwives. I think our registrar, our honorable distinguished registrar, has answered that question. I believe that is HND program, and the HND program has their own industrial training scheme that Yes, so I believe that question should have been answered, and I hope the audience is satisfied with that answer. Please keep your eyes glued to the Nursing and Midwifery Council website for any update. But so far, so good. I believe the registrar has been able to do justice to that question. So there's an important question here that I would love you, sir, to please address, and that is for I'm moving back to HND nurses. They are thinking about now futuristic now, speaking to the future. Would in the future HND nurses be considered for internship placement?
So as the system grows, we'll work with it that way.
Okay. So I hope that person you have your answer already. That as the system grows, it could be something to consider in the future. Okay. I'm trying to sift through questions here because I believe people are asking the same question in numerous ways. Um, hmm. So, my audience, I would also like to state, please, for the purpose of decorum, that there are some questions we will not be able to address now because it is not related to nursing internship. Probably in the future, if our registrar is able to honor her invitation again, we can tackle out those issues. But today, the main goal is to address nursing internship placement. So I'm so sorry to the audience who are asking other questions that are not related to the topic of today. We already chipped in the certificate question, and our registrar has done justice to that. To that question. So, sir, I want to ask, sir, my question is partly someone is asking from the audience about licensing of a lot of fresh graduates. So the graduates that are graduating this year, let's say the internship place scheme kicks up this year, and they have not gotten their licenses. How is the nursing council going to ensure that they don't fall back to the retrospective applicants that we mentioned initially?
The issue of license. Licenses are issued in two categories. When you finish your internship, you come to take your permanent license. When you during your induction ceremony, you are issued a temporary license that will propel you into the uh, uh, internship. But soon after you finish, you return back to the council. Those that have finished theirs have been returning their logbooks with their certificate and the temporary license, and the new one is being issued. Those are not major problems in the system. All that is there. The key thing that I may not be able to speak out in a gathering like this is that part of the process that gave us a little hitch. And we are working on it soon. If the money is released so soon, those that are having concern thinking that the time will be, we will see how we can accommodate. But doing it retrospectively to the previous year is what may be difficult. It depends on what the system released to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. I am still trying to see through the questions, but I would still like to implore that our audience should please use the link, the Slido link that's been sent. There are a lot of questions in the chat box that have been answered already. If you're on the Slido link, you'll be able to know that this question has been asked. Someone did mention here. Just give me a minute, sir. So that question just went off. So for those that are currently not in the internship program, and you've mentioned to us that they have to apply the normal, route, the normal process still has to keep going. They are interested in knowing how to know whether a private hospital or a hospital within their environment has been approved or is accredited by the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, so that they can go ahead to apply. So is there a
Okay.
way to know for them?
At the issue is that we have displayed on the portal of the directors of nursing services of various states and heads of institutions. I will direct the Director Standards and Accreditation, who has the list of those approved facilities, either public or private, for people to know and apply to. There are many that are there. We have in a general hospital setting, we have a teaching hospital, we have a private facility that are good enough to that can give a chance for adequate training. So we approve those types. But many have also applied. By the number of nurses they have, they did not meet up. By the number of departments they have, they did not meet up. We cannot approach such centers. If not, if we are to go by the daily applications council is receiving, nobody would parade the street to say he or she did not find a place. But that is not the essence. It is to improve the proficiency and competency. So we must check out for what is required. You need to be supervised by a professional, a very skilled professional person. So it's not just the way people, many of the nurses too will come to tell you, yes, we can do this. How many are you? Who goes on off duty? Who stays on money? Who's providing this? Who checkmate this? These are some of the things that is hindering us from approving many other centers. Many have applied, but then if they didn't meet up with the requirement, there's no way it can be approved.
Yeah. And then one last question, Dr. Ndagi, before we,
Yeah.
yes, and that is in relation in regards to the remuneration of our nurse interns. How is Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria ensuring that each nurse intern, wherever you're posted to, they're well paid? And is there a centralized way that would also be done now
That
that
is
things have
what
been
is
centralized?
holding it now, is that money that is to be released. Is the payment will be the same all over, no favoritism. But then we have computed the budget office has followed us to make necessary adjustment. It is just to get to a point and then, sorry, you are pushing. The question is empty. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I think the registrar has answered the question. There'll be equity and fairness in remuneration of everyone, every nurse intern that will be posted, irrespective of wherever you're posted to. I want to say a very big thank you to you, sir, for honoring our invitation again. Thank you for always having the nurses, at heart. Thank you for, despite all the misconceptions, and you still, you gave us time out of your busy schedule to, make yourself available for this webinar. The nursing audience, please, I want you to, give a round of applause, a thumbs up, a standing ovation for our registrar. He has done us well by being present here, and we do not take that for granted. And we hope that next time when we call again, you will, honor her invitation as you have done this time. Thank you so much, sir. And over to the media team. I remain Oluwadamilola Fadodu, and it's been a great privilege sitting with you on this platform here today. Thank you, Dr. Ndagi Alhassan.
Thank you very much. It is my joy and happiness to have you all this evening. I assure you of one thing. Anything that will promote nursing to a greater height, we will continue to do our best to ensure that we achieve the best for nursing and nursing profession. Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for that powerful final words from you. Definitely not the final, but like for the purpose of this meeting, thank you so much for charging us. And we are very, very grateful to you, sir.
However, hello, I have one charge to all of you.
Okay, okay.
Attitude, nurses' attitude, is projecting nursing in a bad light. The attitude range from the lecturers to the students, from the student to clinicians, every sector of nursing practice as one challenge of attitude or the other. We are out. As much as we shout and the government is supporting us in doing or providing our requests, let us also moderate ourselves in handling or attending to our patients. The health outcomes, supposing we have been, you see, nobody will blow your trumpet for you, but it is not by mere talking, it's by action. The maternal mortality score that is on, if we make ourselves available to the society, we make ourselves approachable, we try to educate, we participate in public education, some of the things that are happening wouldn't be. But ordinarily, the social media has taken over the stage that at an induction ceremony, I had to walk out one of the inductees. They were asked to stand up. She was
Mm.
busy typing on her phone. The university lecturers go to meet her to say, stand up. She stood up, yet she was still busy typing. What we were telling them, and as at that time, we just talk about do not allow yourself to be engaged in social media. And then the way we use that social media too is not in a positive light. We use it to destroy the system. I'm charging everybody to check ourselves. What type of attitude do I have? Am I promoting the image of nursing or am I destroying it? Coming into nursing should not be for monetary sake. It is a call to serve this. And for you to do it, you must do it well. Do not be attracted by the uniform, neither by the pay. Understand that it is a service to humanity. And the more you do it, the way you do it will help promote your own image. As an individual in the society, people can rush back to you, even with their own family matters. Psychologically, they will come to you. It is not only on physical challenges that you can attend to the public. Make yourself available in every facet, but make it in a comfortable manner that people should feel free to dialogue with you, to seek for your guide, to seek for your support, and the best is yet to come in nursing. Thank you very much.
And thank you so much, Dr. Ndagi Alhassan, our number one nurse citizen in Nigeria. Thank you for that powerful charge. I hope all the nurses on this platform have heard what our registrar said. Please, nursing is a noble profession, and let us keep it that way. Let us represent the profession well in our respective spaces, whether in Nigeria or even in diaspora. That is a form of legacy we are leaving for the younger generations who are looking and watching. Let us use the media spaces well. I'm encouraged that I can see that respective various organizations are represented here. So please try and pass that information on to your team. On behalf of the Focusing on Young Nurses initiative and on behalf of our founders in persons of Professor Priska Adejumo and Professor Adebayo Adejumo, we want to say a big thank you to you, sir, once again for honoring our invitation. I also want to chat the audience to please, I know some of us are watching us on YouTube. This is live on Media Spaces. I want us to please try and subscribe just in case we have another webinar that will come up. Try and subscribe to the YouTube channel, the social media spaces. Keep your eyes open for any information. Keep your eyes open. I'm saying it. Keep your fingers crossed. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also subscribe to our various social media platform. I remain Oluwadami Lola Fadodu, and it's been a great honor hosting this webinar today, in particular the session with Dr. Ndagi Alhassan. And that would move us straight to our next agenda, which is the closing remark. We are finally coming to the end of the show, to the end of the webinar, and that will be done by our founder in person of Professor Priska Adejumo. Let me see here. Let me see. Yes. So, Ma, I want to give you the platform, but if Professor Priska Adejumor is unable to, Dr. Akingbade, are you? I'm sure you're in the house. Can you please step in for Professor Priska Adejumor? Over to you, Dr. Akingbade.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Registrar, Dr. Ndagi Alhassan, for the wonderful time that you have spent with us. We have really enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for the clarity that you have brought to nurses in Nigeria and all around the world who are watching us on this platform. Thank you so much for joining us and answering our questions. I also want to appreciate everyone for joining. This webinar is massively attended on our WhatsApp channel, on our YouTube platform. We have a lot of nurses, over 500, 600, even going to 1,000 put together that have connected. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this. And we pray that nursing shall continue to move from strength to strength by the grace of God. Do have a wonderful night ahead of you all. And we also appreciate our founders, Professors Priska and Adebayo Adejumo, for the very great job done and for batting this organization and putting this together. Thank you, everyone, and bye.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Akingbade, for that final charge. Thank you all for coming. Please keep your eyes out there on the social media spaces, focusing on Young Nurses Initiative for future programs, webinars that we will be communicating across to us. Please watch out for any information in general on those platforms that I've mentioned, social media spaces, the Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, we're on X. So please kindly subscribe to these spaces to keep your eyes open rather for future programs and events. Thank you all for coming once again. I hope we have been able to do justice to the current issue on ground, which is in relation to the centralization of the internship program. Thank you all and have a beautiful night, have a beautiful morning, have a beautiful day, depending on wherever you're joining us from. Thank you.